Welcome back to Dirt 5. And as the title suggests, the first two races we have are both unlimited races. Myself and Wolverine both have different cars that we favour. Which one is the better car? We'll find out shortly. So 3 races today. As I say, 2 unlimited, and then we have a Rally China, which we're going to be using 80s rally cars. So they'll be different. But we start with the River Run at Agni Reverse, Morocco for a Land Rush event. Soldierboy's up first, and his choice is the Brenthal Industries Unlimited Truck of the Unlimited Class. This truck is 1,100 horsepower. That is right, it is a 1,100 horsepower pure muscle. But is it enough? Is it good enough to pass some of these cars and take first place? Well, we're about to find out. Soldierboy takes a really good start there, going through the air, taking a couple of positions, and up to 6th already after just a few first few corners. Up to the right-hander now, up to 5th, but he's battling hard. Speed isn't really working at this point. This track seems to be a lot more technical, which means cornering would have been more favoured. And we'll come on to that when we look at Wolverine's choice of unlimited car. But left-hander now still in 5th place. First place has got a bit of a gap now, but the podium is still on for the taking here by looks of things. First galloping away, and no one seems to be able to get near him. It'd be interesting to see what cars they're using come the end of the race. This is where our decision making is really coming into play now as we get into the later stages of the career mode. We are finding the car choice is everything, more than the driving itself sometimes. The wrong car will make or break a race, generally break it in our case. And at this point I am thinking power wasn't needed. The course is too technical. There's not enough long straights to utilise the speed this car has. So I am feeling like I've made a slight mistake. Obviously, with 1,100 horsepower, cornering isn't going to be the fundamental thing that makes this car good. It's going to be just straight line speed, as you're going to see as we cross the line at the end of the first lap. Hitting 100 miles an hour there, up to 110 before going over the jump, and because of the speed we took it, going sideways, which doesn't help us. We are still keeping on the back of these cars ahead of us here, this little group. First is gone. I don't think we can catch him first. It's the corners, it's the technical bit that we're struggling with in this car. But we are in 5th position. We can still improve, I think, depending how we take a few corners here. You can see you've got to be so slow on getting the power down. And if you accelerate too quickly, this car will just go sideways. It's not the easiest car to control around a corner. And because, although we do remember some of the circuits we've done, there are times you think, I recognise the name, but I don't know. And then our choice comes down to our favourites, the ones we've used previously that have worked really well for us. And me and Wolverine both differ on that. And that's the big thing. So, I'm still in the 5th place. We are gaining on this little group ahead of us. 4th, 3rd and 2nd. 2nd is now starting to get a gap. Cars ahead have also made the mistake there, slammed into the barrier sideways around the corner. They're all making the same mistake round there. Looking for the inside for this corner, hit the rocks on the inside there, tried to get too tight, messed up the chance. We've now dropped back a little bit, still in 5th place though. Left-hander taking it nicely, a little bit of drifting going on the back end, trying to just feather the throttle round. And this is where this car's potential is unleashed on this long straight. And as we've seen previously, once we hit that jump, speed can go against you. Over we go at 117 miles an hour into 3rd place. What a jump that was, overtaking 2 cars with the sheer pace of the vehicle, the sheer brute power. We're in 3rd place now on this final lap. We now need to hold on to this. 2 cars in 4th and 5th are on our tail. We're not getting away from them, and I wouldn't expect to. This car does not do well in the corners, and that is the thing that we need to really concentrate on right now. But we have still got 2nd place. They're in our sights. I don't think we're catching first. We can still get 2nd. But it's going to be difficult. They need to make mistakes. We have seen the AI make mistakes. That's not an issue. We need to be near enough perfect on some of these corners as we go through the water there. Getting very close to a rock from the inside. That could have been really bad for us. Getting a bit out of shape going into this corner. Nice right-hander though, drifting nicely. Followed by a quick left-hander. And the gap is getting bigger. We are not catching the cars in 2nd and 1st. 1st I didn't expect to, but 2nd at least. And as you can see, 4th place there, straight on our tail. Trying to make a pass on the outside there and on the inside, both coming at us there. Holding our position just about there. Trying to go onto the apex and just park the car on the apex there to try and avoid them overtaking. We've got to use every defensive move in the book right now. Hold on to this podium position. Bit of rubber stamping from the other cars, but we are going to cross the line. Can we keep it? We've got the superior speed. I think we will. And there's a third place finish for Soldier Boy there. A decent race. The car, being as powerful as it is, just couldn't keep up with the two Jimcos in first and second. Now that's going to be important when we look at what car Wolverine chose as his favourite unlimited car so far. There are cars we haven't owned, to be honest. We are planning to do the DLC, so because of that we are buying some of the newer cars as well. So you'll see a lot more variety of cars coming up, I believe, the way things are going. But a third place finish could have been better, but it was the fact that we just couldn't handle the car around the corners. We do get 2 stamps. That is job done. So next, it's Wolverine's turn. We're going to the Red Rock Riot and Merrick Butte Reverse in Arizona for a Stampede event. Wolverine has picked the Jimco Unlimited Class 1 of the Unlimited Class. So the car that won the last race and came first and second, in fact. He is in that for this race. Now, the track is different, and that's important. Let's see how he gets on. Up the middle there, taking some positions nicely, up to 7th already. We'll drop a few on the exit because the barrier hit. He's not doing too bad, 9th place already, over the little jump there. And overtaking a few cars in the air. Going a bit wide on the exit, and that caused him to be a bit of trouble with the rocks, but managed to survive. Up to 5th place. Up to 3rd actually for a second, but he's gone straight deep into the barrier and dropping down now to 10th. This car is getting all out of sorts very quickly. And he did say he loves this car, he's used it before, but for some reason it's just very difficult to control on this surface. It could be anything, it could be the race type, track, it could be anything. As you can see, the sun has set a little bit. We are due a storm. As you can see on that right hand side, that dust storm is coming in. That's going to make visibility extremely difficult. The Wolverine now battling it out for 11th and 12th position. This is not where he wants to be, but he just can't get the car to do what he wants it to do. There's a lot of straights, as you can tell, and you can probably tell what I'm itching at here. Maybe the Jimco was the wrong car for this one, and the Brenthal was the wrong car for the previous race. Maybe they should have swapped them round, because at the minute the Jimco just doesn't seem to be able to compete really. Just doesn't seem to have the grip or the power, and that's the big thing. There are some straights in this track that are causing an issue. You can see Wolverine's in 10th place currently. Dust storm has hit. He is now struggling to see, and he went straight into the rock there. He just couldn't see it. He said straight away he just couldn't see the rock. That's put him down to last place. He's not going to give up. He's going to continue on. But it was just one of those little things. The dust come over at the wrong time for him and he just couldn't see the rock ahead of him. These things happen. We don't really worry about placings. As long as he gets a stamp, it isn't a big deal. Okay, he's catched up on the cars ahead. But again, he's struggling to get the car to grip around the corners. Just doesn't seem to want to know. And if you notice the difference between the surfaces, this one's a bit more rocky than the previous race. So maybe the Brenthal would have been better here. But we didn't know until we start, that's the problem. This made me start wondering which one is the better unlimited car. We may get our answer at the end of this race. If the Jimcos win this race, we may have a pure winner, and it's not the one on pure power. This will be an interesting result. The 12th place of Wolverine so far, and he is trying to battle hard. He is struggling a lot to keep this car going. Braking a little bit early there, but he's just so unsure of what the grip levels are. Turns, it's just becoming a little bit much for him at this point. Tight left-hander here, trying to get the car to turn round. Does get round there pretty slowly, but gets it round, that's the main thing. Right-hander here. Braking at the right time, but then the car just oversteers, and he just can't get it to turn the way he wants to. We've now got the straight for the line. This is the end of the 2nd lap, start of the 3rd lap. Can he gain anything? The sky is cleared, visibility is better. Braked a little bit late for the corner there, a bit airborne. He is catching the cars ahead. He has still got a chance not to finish in last place current. He just needs to keep this going. Left-hander now, a bit deep again, catching the barrier on exit. I think he's pushing a little bit too hard now and trying not to finish last, and that's where he's not really concentrating on some of the corners, and he's going a bit deep because he's trying to beat them on the brakes. But he can't get the car to slow down enough. It's just too late on the brakes, possibly. This is what happens when you're in last and you want to finish higher. You try everything, don't you? You put everything at it. You throw the kitchen sink at it. And sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't. And at the minute, it's not quite working out the way he wants. He's battling hard here. He's up to 10th. He's gained a position, well, 2 positions in fact. Car on his inside, or he's outside for the next corner. And they both go past him. I don't know if he just braked a little bit too much or braked and they didn't, but he just lost the positions there on pure speed. Jimco nowhere near as fast as the other cars, I don't think, the way it's looking. He's still got a bit of time, he can still gain a position or two here. I don't think he's going much higher than 10th, but he's got a chance. Left-hander now. As you can see on the corners, this car is really good on the corners. Down going to be down to brute speed now. Can he get to the line? This car doesn't have the brute speed, so unfortunately not. And interestingly, the Brenthal Industries Unlimited Truck came first and second. So swap the cars we used around, we'd have the perfect cars for the perfect races. So which one is better? Well, I don't know. I think it depends on the race itself. We definitely got it wrong. Wolverine did gain the stamp though, so that's enough. That's the race finished. 12th place finish isn't ideal, but he enjoyed it, and we learnt a few lessons from it. Try and remember what track you've been to. That's the big one. So we finish off today with the Rally China, a Yulong River China for a Rally Raid event. Soldierboy's in the Porsche 959 Pro Drive Rally Raid of the 80s Rally class. We had a choice of car, and he went for the 80s Rally. This is a new car for us. We haven't driven it before, so it'll be interesting to see how we got on. We are trying to use a variety of cars now, especially with the DLC and stuff. We've got new cars coming in, so it is a chance to try new things. So this is the 959 Porsche Pro Drive Rally Raid of the 80s Rally class. And straight away, decent start, acceleration pretty good. Going through the gears, getting up to speed, up to 90 miles an hour at one point there. But we are 100, no not quite, 99 miles an hour as we come to the corner and already into 3rd place. This car has some speed. But what is it like at cornering? As you can see there, very, very strong on the brakes. Cornering, probably not the best. But if you can get that timing right, you may take advantage there. Up to 2nd already. Unsure where the corner was there, unsighted. Got this corner all wrong as well, went in too deep. I'm going to lose a few positions as we catch the barrier as well. Going up the inside though for the next, again catching the barrier on the inside, just turning too early. None of this is the car's fault, this is all on me, the driver, to be honest. We're trying to hold our own. First we've got a little bit of a gap, that's going to need closing down. And we are battling really tightly now for any positions. We've gained another one there, up to 4th. Through the blue smoke and over 2 cars on the jump. That's down to the pure speed of the Porsche. We did slam into the side of first, which has slowed him down a little bit. That's gained us a few seconds back on him. Now, next corner up, we've got the inside, but turned too early again, just misjudged the corner. Thought it was a lot tighter than it was, and we just caught the barrier. Trying to gain up the inside, can we hold it this time? Unfortunately not. First has now got the inside for the next. We're going to try the old switcheroo. Not quite worked. Still got the inside for the next though. Can we squeeze it past? We can indeed. Nice little drift around the corner as well. And a lovely drift there to make us go through. We're in 1st place now with 56% through the race. It took us 56% to get up to 1st place. I think not bad. I think the pure speed of this car is fantastic. Cornering isn't brilliant. If you time it well, it can be really good, but it's that timing that's important. Wolverine was watching this race saying he doesn't like this car. It's too fast. He's not a fan of the really fast cars. He prefers handling over pure speed, whereas I try to go for a mix of both. The actual way that's worked out on Dirt 5 is in alphabet, so S is best, A next, B, C. I'm quite happy for an AA or an SA in terms of speed to handling. Whereas he would always go for an S handling where he can. And not worry too much about speed, so it does depend on what you favour. But poor corner there, lost the 1st place. We're now in 2nd, 86% done. It's a wrong time to be losing it. We led for about 30% and we lost the lead there just through silly decision making through the corner. We're battling hard for this 1st place. It may even come down to pure speed if we're not careful here. We may have the advantage, and I think it has. Pure speed 105, 106 over the line at 108 miles an hour. 1st place finish for Soldierboy. And a nice end to the video, I think. Always nice to end the video on a win. As you can see, there was a good variety of cars in that one. 1st place for us. We'll take the plaudits and the win. as it rolls through our rewards now. But yeah, very happy with that car. One I want to use again, I think. Definitely want to use again. I think it will probably struggle in a very technical track. But that one, perfect. I'll take that every day of the week. As the rewards are coming in, as you can see here, the money's coming back. This car did cost a little bit, so we've got to gain that money back. But that is it for today. That is 3 races done as we continue on with the showdown mode in Korea. If you're enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. A like on the episodes does help as well. And we'll see you next time for more Dirt 5.